First of all, I'm starting to realize that the community that everyone's referring to is actually just expats. Expats who had a community, who left their community, came out here, started talking all this cacao ceremony nonsense that's actually just, you know, we're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. I have no right. I have no right to speak about anything that is not my culture. I can speak about white people that are doing the most, okay, this close to native practices and just going in like it's a candy store. Literal candy store, eating the cacao.
So we decided to go to a cacao ceremony because there was nothing else to do. And we honestly wanted to just get high. He took us up a mountain, and as we were going up the mountain, it was so rocky and this car was so little, it honestly felt like it was going to tip backward.
It's going so fast.
It started smelling like gasoline or something.
Yeah, you practicing for the mountain, huh?
The back seat, I remember this vividly. The back seat kept falling back.
Yeah. Oh.
It was like, girl, just give up. It's not working. And he was a heavy set. Like,
He was a big boy.
and we were going uphill. Going to this ceremony to understand and learn like about the people that are from this area.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, we didn't know who was running this.
We didn't.
3 girls came to the door to greet us.
Oh,
All seemingly from California. Blonde hair, blue eyes, seeking husbands.
that should have been the first line.
Oh my god, this is so young. Can you just jump on the whole thing? There's the chocolate.
Okay.
Authentic. That's what we thought.
This altar on the floor, these pillows around in a circle, and then hearing this. Were they singing? Were they humming or something? It was like, okay, all right, well maybe.
She said to put like a piece of jewelry on the altar so that it can absorb frequency, ancestral. You watch. Yeah, and then she said, oh, you can go get a rock from outside. I said, all right, I'll get a rock.
When the show began, it was a lot of her starting, talking, giving a little bit of her background, which was very white privileged woman coming to appropriate a culture, a land.
Yep.
Not necessarily paying homage to it either.
They give us the cacao and then we lie down on these pillows. They come around with instruments and all this, like summoning and a spiritual lady starter pack and a busted leg starter pack.
Yeah.
She was not letting you not know that she had aches. Said that we're all in this configuration. All of our souls have come here together. We'll never be here together again. This is like once in a lifetime. She said this configuration, oh.
I don't even know why I'm here. We were told to connect with our ancestors, and I just want to say in this moment, other than the indigenous woman, I was the only person of color, so it was very strange because I knew immediately my ancestors were upset with me. Why are you connecting with me to people that literally were our slave owners? Like, why are you doing this?
I think that she truly believes that this is serving her higher self and that she is doing something profound for the community by having, you know, this program that she's running or whatever it is. I don't know her motives, but her service was less than desirable because she read from a book the whole time. That book she was going through was her accounts. It was not her fucking grimoire, okay? She was not calling upon ancestors while flicking through that thing. That was her daily calendar. That was her when to take her medicines for her thyroid.
I wonder if in real cacao ceremonies, does it cost money to go? Does it cost money to actually be a participant in an indigenous ritual? Because that's exactly what it was. And who's benefiting?
White women indulging in their privileges so openly without any consideration for how they come across. Like, you can want whatever you want. You can visualize your life however you want. But when we're in a circle, you know the time is divided. We're passing around a stick for a reason. It's so that people can have their time and move on. But they love the bangles and they love the beads and they want all the jewelries. And then also my question is, how much talking happens in the authentic circles?
Exactly.
And the way she wrapped it up, she was like, all right, guys, you're done. Like, it was literally just like, you're done,
Well,
you're done.
get on
They
now,
started
get
gleaning
this done.
shit.
Did you got it right? Did you got it right?
The 2 trances we've been in, visited by ancestors. So we're like re-acclimatizing.
And she was like, oh, don't forget to pick up your things because I can make a fortune out of this. If there's anything called a cacao ceremony and it's run by white women, don't go.
If there's anything called a ceremony and you hear about it, don't go.
First off, if it's not a part of your history or your culture and you weren't invited by someone of that history or culture, then it's probably not a good idea for you to go because it's something that more than likely is either appropriated by white women or it's just so maybe you are actually appropriating something, you know? Oh my God, remember our route when he would go up to the top of the hill and get us? And we were like, we're not coming down that hill. He was honking his little horn.
No,
We're not coming down that hill. You're going to come up this hill and get us. We tried.
Those words are for me not important, and maybe that's unconsiderate from my part.
Well, it's kind of like
I'm
closed-minded. Like you seem really fixed on how fluid you are. Yeah.
I just don't see gender like that. Is for me, gender conversations are a waste of time. For me, I don't
Because
say
you're a man, bro.
I don't say
Come
I don't
on.
say I don't say that there is no. Thank you. There is injustice, of course. I know there's injustice. I know that women been fighting since 100 years. We need to make things more equal. You deserve better. All that I give it to you. But at the end of the day, I just don't feel the gender is that important to me.
But do you understand why?
In my personal experience, gender for me is not that key.
Okay, I'm going to prove your point in a different way.
Go for it.
Racism is not an issue for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't experience racism.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have to say.
Now you see? Do you get it? So we walking and something happens against me. Because it's not an issue for her, should she not feel no type of way? She should just let it happen to me. Because it's not an issue. This is literally what happened all in the 60s.
But that's not the same.
Yes, it is.
If I'm conscious of
We're
what is
you know
happening
what?
to
The
you
only person
and your problems,
Conscious.
like if I
That's
dismissing your problems in race or gender, then I'm part of the problem because I'm dismissing them.
Wonderful! That is exactly what
I
we
never
wanted.
dismiss them. But I never dismiss them.
You're there.
I was there since the beginning. That's the thing.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Well, now it's funny.
Now you're here.
Now,
Here.
no.
Now we're here.
This is funny because you've been not nice.
We're here.
Yeah.
Right now, you're
Yeah,
not
we're
nice.
not. We're not
Because
nice.
you're assuming that I was in a place that I was not. My whole point of this conversation has been I'm conscious of all the challenges of being a woman. I'm not disregarding that. That problem exists doesn't mean that it's justified. And in a perfect world, it shouldn't exist. We should be all equal.
We agree.
Duh, but
That's
we're
what
talking
we-
about
that's what
reality.
we're
We're
fighting
talking
for.
about reality. We're not talking about a fantasy. We're not talking about a utopia. We're not talking about how it should be. We're talking about how it is. And
Yeah, not the way we want it.
how you choose to move in the world affects how it is. So when you say this is part of the problem, like the next generation continuing on is part of the problem, you need to be clocking yourself and making sure that you're not part of the problem.
Okay,
It's
but
like
hold
we're
on.
part of
One
the
question.
problem. I'm part of the
So
problem.
my vision, as I try to explain, is that I see all these differences and all this bullshit as a humanity issue.
Yeah, we
and
agree
it's fucked
with
up.
you.
So,
Yeah, totally.
so when I see humans as humans and not gender, doesn't matter I'm a man or a woman. Let's say that that's the vision, and I transfer that to my kids, being a woman or a man doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I teach them, look, all this is just bullshit. You need to know that this person is the same as this person, and whoever he chooses to love, or whoever she wants. But I'm
Okay.
confused only.
What we needed to hear was that you understand that the reason that you don't experience gender is because you're a man.
Yeah.
That's all we needed to hear. And so we kind of got there, so we're really happy about it.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. We get your perspective now. That's it. That's all we're
That's
saying.
all we've been trying to say.
Take it. Honestly,
It's a
take
fucked
it.
up
Take it.
world.
Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
We know. we're the people that you're saying
Yeah.
it's fucked up against. We know. And
Yeah.
I am the ex. I'm double that.
Yeah.
So I know that it's
Yeah,
a fucked up
on it.
world. We know it's a fucked up world. We are trying to tell you we live in this fucked up
world
Yeah.
every
Okay.
day. That we are not offended. This is a teachable moment. You may see me get dramatic and happy and up and down, but because that's just how I teach, baby. That's just my flow. But what I'm trying to get you to see, you are being so hard-headed to the point where you are not even listening to us. Every time we talked, you interrupted us, but I did the same thing to you, and you felt so offended. Even just the actions. Sometimes it's not the words. Sometimes it's the actions. It's everything that you did behind what you were saying that gave us the information that we needed, that you felt some type of way about gender. One thing about, let me, because you keep thinking that, oh, you kept getting stuck on this chica word. You keep telling us as if we don't understand that chica, before you said it, in Spanish is girl. All of us have some type of Spanish background, some type of, like, we know the words. So you keep mansplaining. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
All right, you keep mansplaining this thing about how chica means girl, and we know that. What she was actually trying to say was that even your language has some type of conditioning in it.
Social
So if
conditioning.
you change the language, you change the conditioning, and you out here talking about how you want to change the word, and brother, I know that you will. So these conversations that you have again with a bunch of chicas, try to call them women to see how they'll like that. Call their ass mujeres then. Mujeres, call them that. See how they'll respond. And then go from there. That's all I'm saying. It's just a teachable moment, brother. This ain't no argument. It is a discussion because you said it wasn't.
No,
It is a discussion.
we're talking.
But it ain't no argument. It ain't no argument. We just asking you to say, hey, listen, did you know that you calling girls chicas even in your language? Because your language makes it even worse, by the way, because you keep thinking that your language makes it better. But your language is ingrained with muchazism. Like ingrained.
But then,
Like
let me
way
ask you
worse
something.
than Americans.
Then-
Way worse than.
then
Hold
let
up.
me ask you something, because at this point, you girls are explaining my culture to me, which I think is a little bit. No. The question is,
We're
look,
explaining the word.
this is not a
that we know.
conversation. If we're gonna, I can attack you and I can make fun of you very easily. But I choose not to. I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying
make
to
fun of me, then, King, because
to-
we dogging each other. I can roll
So
with
what
that.
happened when a woman called me Chico, like all my friends do?
You still missing it. You still missing it. It was a
I thought we
teachable
weren't going
moment.
to talk about it anymore.
We
guys.
weren't, but it was a teachable moment and it's past.
Yeah,
If the
it's
moment
past.
is past,
The
the
teachable
moment is
moment is
past.
over.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna leave it.
Let's talk about the weather. Look, guys, the sun.
Is
I'm just having fun. I'm just watching it unfold. This ant carrying like a giant amount of jewels back to the queen. You know, like there's always something around the corner that's going to give you a lift. No feeling stays as is. And if you feel like you're not good enough in that, no one does. No one feels good enough. Fuck. You know, it's actually feeling good about yourself. That was never promised. I don't know why we keep trying to do it. Okay, hummingbirds. Okay, hummingbird looking right at me. Are you kidding? That was crazy. I've got you wedged in a tree. A hummingbird just came right up in between the trees doing its little floating thing and looked right at me. As I was saying, turns out we all hate ourselves, and it's just, maybe hate's a strong word, but you know, it's a sliding scale. I think we can create and enjoy life without liking ourselves. I don't know, but Princess with the Jewels is coming back down. She's saying, oh no, she's not. I thought she was going to run away. I thought she was going to do like a, you know what? This bitch doesn't even deserve these jewels. I'm out here busting my little ant booty to get her this unbelievable crown jewels. Can you see it? Take a look, people. And she's saying no. She's saying, I'm taking these jewels and I'm selling them at the market. I'm going to buy myself a little hatchback and get the fuck out of here. You know, look at the grace. They all cried. Yeah.
I am Speaking to you guys, speaking to you, Christy, speaking to you. Shout out to you, boo. Yeah. I'm speaking to you guys from Dallas. I've made it back on this side of the globe. It wasn't sad, it was just bittersweet. I didn't want to go, but I know that I had to. And now that I'm here, I understand why I'm here. As I reflect, I think about all the conflicts that I've kind of had through the journeys without knowing any of these people, right? The first conflict that we kind of had in Costa Rica, which was, you know, about that person staying the night without permission from everyone in the home. And so we thought that the best way to solve that conflict was obviously dialogue, to talk about it.
This is the intimate moment. Once we hear those little pebbles crunch under tires on the way down, they told us 30 minutes from that moment we're gonna have a meeting. They're all shaking in their boots and looking all concerned. And it's like, I don't know what to expect.
And it was kind of, I guess, good. I would say healing, but not really, right? I found myself in a predicament of being the person to take control of the situation because the owner clearly was going to skate around it.
But this is the breakdown to break through. The mood has really shifted big time. I don't know the whole story. I don't know everyone's mind state. What I can say, this is in disarray and this isn't being managed properly.
Where all the residents are there, and so is the two owners and the owners other one of the other owners, their girlfriend and their girlfriend's, I think the little girl's like 10-year-old daughter. Strange. However, that is what was going on.
We're not feeling protected. It feels like we're out here like left to our own devices, and the safety piece is really missing. Like physical safety with the fire hazard hostel, physical safety with like random dudes staying overnight that we don't know.
And so as we're having this team meeting, which is crazy because at this team meeting we're beginning talking about everything but the thing, and I'm just like, y'all, hurry this up. Like, I don't even want to be around y'all for real. So can we go ahead and make a point to talk about what we're here for? We can stop skating. And at this point too, I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of the white people passive aggressive bullshit. Let's get to the point. I don't really want to spend my time around you guys.
We're all really traumatized as well as individuals, just having lived lives and coming here now and taking the space up to make art and to leave careers and leave families. And
I didn't even know this many white people was going to be at this residency. I really did not know that art residencies were white spaces. Obviously, if I really thought about these things thoroughly, then I could have probably come to that conclusion, but I was just like, get me out of this white legal world.
all of these like investments that we're making just so these hippie expat people can drive us around and charge us out the wazoo for it.
Transplant me somewhere else. So I take the talking stick, white people in their sticks. So I take the talking stick and I say, you know, maybe, you know, we should talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah. And so put the stick back down on the table, and another resident took the stick who has a very unique personality. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. She took the stick and she said a very unique comment, not relevant at all, and also not helpful, and also kind of not compassionate and very self-centered. Her perspective was that if there was a guy staying over or someone staying over without her permission, she was absolutely fine with that. What? Girl, what? Huh?
It's a real PR nightmare.
That don't even make sense.
As far as the storyline goes, it works. It tracks. This is the climax. This is about to be the climax. This is the calm before the storm.
After that comment, we're kind of like, I'm sorry, what? And I see Sarah in the background, and it was like seeing almost someone coming across the room, running with a samurai sword, and like slitting her throat really quickly so she couldn't have a voice, and so she couldn't speak, and so she couldn't talk. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't that dramatic for her, but that's what I felt, and that's immediately what I saw. So of course, I take the talking stick back, and I'm like, well, thank you so much for letting us know how you feel. And that is the point of this conversation. So we can see how everyone feels and respect everyone's feelings and their needs accordingly. So put the stick back down.
And I'm exhausted, and everyone's exhausted. And we all have feelings, and we all have stuff to say. And like I said, we all came here to make art and to heal. That's the one thing we all have in common. And it seems like it's been nothing but tests.
I'm not even sure if the owners picked up the stick to say anything.
I don't want to do anything but read tarot cards and sip lemon juice.
And then finally, with the resident that had actually gave permission to that person to stay the night, finally, vocalizes her opinion. And she states that, she feels responsible and she was sorry, even though she wasn't kind of directing the apology towards one person. Do I think that she could have given a separate apology towards the person that was more afflicted? Yes. Did she? Not really, and that person did find her voice, and she did demand like her rights to be heard, her needs to be met. And she was kind of like, this is a situation, I stay in the room with you, why are you even acting this way? White people conflict, because Black people, I love that we're very direct. I love that I definitely probably would have had to go to her ass, even though she was kind of trying to hide from her. Just being real. Anyway, the owners at the very end said something. Not very relevant to the conflict, other than, we want everyone to know that they should respect each other. This is a safe space, as Christy said. And that, we are just beginning and we're just learning like what artists' needs are. And everything is a learning experience, but it also feels like a piss take. Blah, 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 bullshit. And I agree, sometimes you do learn through experience. I have a business, majority of everything I learned was through experience. However, be liable for your shit. Be liable for your shit. And understand that, oh my God, like, not only does this let us know that we need to put in rules and have regulations, we also need to go ahead and start writing those out, even for you guys. Because we realize that this could possibly be problematic for anyone else and you guys that are still staying, because at this point, we still have like 15 more days left. Maybe even more. Damn, October's a long month. They could have made October Black History Month. I'm just saying. My theory on why Black History Month is in February, I think it's the coldest month of the year. We used to say it's the shortest month of the year, but honestly, it's the coldest month of the year. Who getting out marching in February during an ice storm? No one. No one. Black people don't even like the cold.
Not that that's not art either. That could be a whole performance piece. The good thing is that we are coming up with a lot of ideas. But yeah, this has rocked us. This has rocked the house. Oh my God. Yeah. Should be interesting.